just like that, 420 has passed us. Welcome, everybody. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, whatever you prefer to call me. I'm just Keith in the real world here. Nobody special. Glad to have you. Tuesday, April 21st. Boy, time flies so fast, doesn't it? It was my anniversary this weekend. Snap your fingers and it goes by so fast, man. It really does. It's impressive how quick time goes by, especially as you get older like me. So, nonetheless, hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's kick things off right, shall we? And we shall. Welcome to Charts After Dark. If you haven't done so, please go hit the like button. It's absolutely free. It costs nothing to hit the like button. It also costs nothing to subscribe while you're there and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that we do.
Damn.
That's a lot of stuff. I get it. I do it every time. I know. It's all good. Let's rewind it a little bit. I got another one too. I thought I had a better rewind button. I got one somewhere, but that's the record scratch. I got some new sound effects queued up. I got to work on them a little bit more. It's all good. Stream Deck is what it is. You know what I mean? I got it. They get hard to see, but I added symbols for all of them. Like that one's a nice red X, so I can't miss that one. But you get it. What's up, Brad Williams? What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you guys. Shout out to anybody watching over on Rumble. Shout out to anybody watching over on X, Twitter, whatever you'd like to call it. Let's jump right off into her, shall we? Let's get it. So I got gold pulled up here. It was a thumbnail. And the title of the thumbnail was Consolidation for Gold. What does that mean? What is consolidation and why gold? What am I talking about? Well, consolidation is when price modulates back and forth in between a certain price range. Doesn't matter what that price range is, so long as it's sort of going sideways. And as you see, since really beginning of the year when the price was 4,600, it shot up to 5,800. We went all the way back down to 4,000, and since then has sort of modulated sideways back and forth. Now the price is obviously a little higher than that right now. It's at 47.50, and I expect this modulation from up and down, up and down. Again, we call that consolidation. It's just consolidating over to the right to continue along its steady path here for the next little bit. Why? Well, you've got the FOMC change happening, and he won't be able to really do anything till post-June. There is no July session. It's August, I believe, or is that swapped? There's no August session and it's July. I forget. But I don't imagine that he's going to untouch things. I imagine that since he's being appointed, he will likely do what he's told to do, which is cut rates. And when they start cutting rates, there will be an immediate shock to the system. But only if there's a big rate cut. If there's a small rate cut, we've already kind of proven that small rate cuts don't really move the needle for the world. But when you start cutting rates drastically, a half point or more, all right, that starts to move things. Either way, that's in roughly June. Now, I've charted this out a little bit here with this pathway tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 option down. If you click over here in the options and you hit the little drop down arrow, you'll see all kind of different drawing options, and path is right there. That's a real easy tool to use. But as long as we continue to stay, I'm going to draw here with the brush. As long as we continue to stay underneath this big gnarly red trend line right here, we are consolidating. It's also a bottom side to it. That bottom side would be this green box that you see right here. It's likely this thing forms a big, humongous angular wedge that points out toward the end of the year, which, guess what? That's also the same time we should see everything rotate into a bottom area and start to form out another bull run. And I say everything, I mean most everything, not literally everything. But we should see S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell, ES. You should probably see all of your Magnificent Seven, most of your crypto-based assets like Robinhood, Mara, Riot, Circle, Coors, Coinbase, CleanSpark, Webull, etc. They're probably going to find the floor right through there in that October through December area. And when that happens, it's bull market time. If that's happening, that also means crypto will have its next bull market. For me, I'll be going way less crazy with the altcoins this time. It really just didn't pay off with me very much last time. While I did make some good gains and I got plenty of good value extracted, it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. And it would have been much less stressful and much more simple had I stayed in upper rated assets. What does that mean for gold? Well, I think likely gold follows the same path. It's usually a little bit of a precursor, and it comes out and kind of shows you what's going to happen to the rest of the market before the rest of the market does it. It's done that multiple times throughout history, especially dating all the way back to the 60s. But if this thing's consolidating, that also means it's likely that most everything else is going to consolidate. Consolidation underneath the 50 moving average, as you see right there, that yellow line, the 50 moving average is going to pinch the price down. It's trying desperately to hold the 100 moving average. I appreciate that. You got the 821 EMA right inside right here, trying to force the price down as well. So as it tries to move up, it's kind of bumping its head on resistance. And I can remove this path tool now. You guys get the idea. I can draw it out again. But 821 EMA, pressing it down, 50 moving average provides sort of a hard ceiling. And your 100 moving average is holding the price up, but it's barely hanging on. To me, this looks more like a test and fail than anything like this. Test, think about it, and then fail. And the fail is likely to come back down to the 618 area. And we can pull fibs on that to find that. That 618 area will be right around 4,300-ish. That's log mode. Let's flip linear. It's 43 to 4,400 would be gold down to the golden pocket for another check. So something like this, back down to the golden pocket, back up for another consolidation, and then back down, something like that. That's not exactly perfect drawing, but that's that big, huge range of consolidation that I'm sort of discussing here. So if gold's going to do it, you can just about bank that silver's going to do it. In fact, it's a little bit ahead. It's under all the moving averages except the 821 here, except the 21 really. 21 moving average is the only thing holding it up. Once this fails, and it will, back down here to 70-ish for a retest, and then we'll see. That big hammer candle was really nice back there. It did have a bullish reaction from that. And this has got more of a breakout than you saw on gold. You see that? Trend line still holds for gold. Trend line broke for silver, so could outrun it. We'll see. It'll be the first time in a long time. Platinum, it's a little bit worse off. It's not as good as far as that goes. Hang on a second. My son's calling me. Hold on one second. All right, so you're still stuck under those moving averages on platinum. They're not quite where they need to be. It's a little worse off than gold. A little bit. That's kind of worse off than silver. I still think gold's going to lead the march here, and that's to the right. It'll be up and then down and down, and then just pretty much dead right, in my opinion. That consolidation again will lead the march for everything else. And what does that mean? I'll pull up the S&P 500 and show you. Hold on a second. Family first, kiddos. So S&P 500, you had a heck of a ride here. Throw the jazz on. You had a heck of a ride here, all the way up to the 1272 fib, and you are still over the 8 EMA on the S&P 500, doing very well considering where it came from. That is a new all-time high. Consolidating over an all-time high is mucho excelente. It's not bad at all. If I flip up any indicator here, they're all in the green. I will warn you, like I did on last live stream, it is overbought. See that right there? That's an overbought condition. I told you on Thursday on the last live stream that this thing's going to go overbought. It's going to check up a little bit. And think about it. You can't just only go up. You got to have some chill in here somewhere. You got to be able to pump the brakes every once in a while and figure out what's going on. And it's doing just that at this point. It's nothing wrong with some red while it's way up above support and way up above the moving averages. Consolidation wouldn't hurt anything, especially if it consolidated above support. That white line right there. Above 700, 695 to 700. If you consolidate up here, that's okay. You have more upside from the backside of it. And again, all this through here is going to act as support now. Where a moment ago it was underneath it. In the last several days, she's broken out and got above it. Can't beat that with a stick. Oh, it's like a buddy I used to work with had a really funny saying, man. It's like a sore dick. You can't beat it. I almost got in a fight with him one day at work. Same guy. But that's just the way he was. And he had a really funny saying. It's like a sore dick. You can't beat it. What's up, Kobe? Good to see you, brother. So anyway, NASDAQ. Same story. You had your range here. Same tight moves that you saw with gold. Same thing that you've seen with the S&P 500. Breakout now over here. And where the S&P 500 had gotten to the 1272, NASDAQ has not gotten there just yet. 27,256. It's the next likely area of interest. Flipping it over to the Dow Jones. And this is the after hours Dow Jones. YM1 exclamation points, the CME pair. Pulling down fibs shows me Sniper's Alley right through here. Holding strong between 49.3 and 49.9. Call it 50. If you break out above that, and I do expect over time it does, targets still mark the same levels, 52.2 to 54.3 up there at the take profit fibs. It's only a matter of time for all the rest of this stuff responds similarly to what the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ did. It's oftentimes that you see other ones roll back and hold off a little bit. But consolidation be danged. This stuff doesn't want to stop. I appreciate it, but if it follows gold, consolidation is going to hold it out above support. This one needs a little bit more juice to get above support all the way over, where some of them didn't do that, right? Here's Apple now. I want everybody to note what we said here. This is tricky. What's up, Kobe? KJ just texted me while I was in the middle of the live stream. So I had to stop what I was doing and text him back. He tried calling me too. I'll call him back afterwards. Apple, you look like you were going to break out of this trend line and make a new uptrend here. And then just like that. Nope, wrong one. Gotcha, bitch. There you go. Pulled the rug out from under you a little bit. And she rips back really, really, really aggressively from that trend line back to some support here at your AEMA and your 100 moving average. It still has not broken out of the range. There you go. There's the range. Still hasn't gotten through it. Stuck in the chop. I was afraid this might happen. And in the Discord, I was talking about this. And I'm like, hey, man, I was thinking here, should I go ahead and chop out and get some profits out of this? Because I was up on the profits on this. I was doing not too bad at all. I was up like, I don't know, like 9%. I was like, dang, man, take some profits on this. I decided to leave it because it's a longer term position. So I'm going to continue to leave it here and let it ride. It's all right for now. It's all right for now. As long as it stays over support, I'm not going to be upset about it. Middle of the range, I'll even allow it. Go back and down to the middle of the range here to make another sweep up. I won't be too upset. We'll see. Tesla. Just do a couple of the Magnificent Seven ones here, right? Tesla, I was able to DCA a little bit. I like the fact that it got up here and broke trend. I don't like the fact that it rejected the 200 and the 50 moving average. Never even got to the 100 moving average. So it's got resistance to push through. Hasn't gotten there yet. Likely to consolidate a little bit. We shall see. I won't be upset about it. That'll give me another opportunity to DCA. I'm trying to DCA every 2 weeks or so on this. Because again, I still think Tesla eventually gets up to the $600 mark, and that's a 50% gain minimum from here. And then some more time after that, we'll see where it gets to. KJ and his friend going back and forth. He'd be really upset if I said that was his boyfriend on here. I'm not going to say that, though. Bruh. Amazon. He would get really mad if I said that, wouldn't he? Love you, bud. You probably need to go to bed. Yeah. Anyway, Amazon broke out over the AEMA. Even with the red that you've got up here, she's still hanging on to that previous high. Not bad at all. And maybe we'll do two more in here. Microsoft. Microsoft hasn't gotten through the 100 moving average just yet. It's trying. It's almost got there. It's trying to cut corners. I don't want corners cut. I want all of it to get through, and it hasn't done it yet. Hold on, I got you guys. Hold on. Which button am I looking for here? There you go. There's the chat box. So if you can get over that 100 moving average, then you open up the next level, which is the 200, all the way up there at 471. And again, you are still, even from here, 30% from all-time high. And do you really think Microsoft's going to shrivel up and go away? I don't think so. Google, last one I'll do on the Magnificent Seven here. Clean Sniper's Alley headshot. I got you. Sniper's Alley don't play, fellas. That cut down right there will tell you everything you need to know about Sniper's Alley. Oftentimes, price gets stuck and or reverses from said level. That's 786 to 886 right through here. That 330 to 340 level did not play games. She rejected 340 cleanly all the way back to 330. Still above the 8, so it's still got a chance here. And if it doesn't hold on, cuts back through, you have some support back down here, all the way back down to 320s. Well, that would suck, but I guess it's fully possible since it didn't make a new high just yet. All right. Let's see. What else I can get to? Don't want to go through a bunch of these crypto-based ones because it's too risky, man. Like Circle and all these, Coinbase, they're just good enough to get rejected and rolled back over. So I guess we'll trickle over into the crypto stuff. So flip these moving averages off and zoom out a bit here so you can see the whole scope of what I see here. So which button am I looking for? Which button am I looking for? That one. All right, so you can see the clear trend line here. Touch, and touching right now, okay? I know as we sit here and speak, it's up 1% on the day, and it looks like, hey, it's doing not bad. I warned you of the 77,000 level. I've had this green box drawn for quite a while, waiting on the price to hit it. Sure enough, off the bottom of the range into the green box. All right, great. Now what? Again, until this thing makes a new high and gets broken out and gets ripping and gets over this 77,000 level for a sustained period of time, I'm to think that this is going to act as resistance. Here's a weekly. If you see, oh, didn't mean to draw that. I'm supposed to drink when that happens. Not going to do that. So 21 moving average is right there. The purple line that you see, that's going to reject the price. Now you may see it get all the way up to 78,250, 78,300, and then reject, but I still think that thing needs to test and reject like it already has one time. I was able to get profits on this one because of this and able to roll those profits over into something else. Hey, if you want to break out and get moving all the way back up here to this 100 moving average, be my guest. But I'm going to tell you this makes me leery, because if that happens and the price gets all the way back up here to the 100 moving average, let's say it gets all the way back up there, we could pull fibs on that and go, hey, I wonder how far price is going to go back. If it gets up to there, we have the ability to this thing to fail and go sub $50,000. If it gets up there, just rolls over and bites the bullet and quits on us. I don't want to see that happen. But it's also worth noting that we're still in a bear market here, and it's liable to be in a bear market until the rest of the season is over. And by season, I mean likely the end of summer into autumn. And as we get into autumn and start winter, that's when we're likely, in my opinion, to see the full-on bottom. I think we've started to see one here for a short term, but this is just setting us up for failure. We got to throw some wicks in here and really challenge this trend line. Really challenge the trend line, really challenge this 236 fib. We can flip it over into linear mode and see it looks a little bit better in linear mode. But again, even if you get moving here, moving averages are going to catch you up and slow you down. So you have a cap on it no matter what. There's a limited amount of gains here. And when I've talked about this before, when you have a limited amount of gains, which is high risk, and when you have a limited amount of gains, which is low reward, it is high risk to put a bunch of money into it. Your choice, do what you want. But for me, when something has a low ceiling, I'm not willing to take a huge risk on it. I'm just not. I'm going to take a mild risk at max, and I'm going to be very quick to pull the trigger to get out of that thing if I need to. It's kind of what I see here for Bitcoin. Line it up. I'm happy to see some green. Don't get me wrong. It's not like that. I'm not trying to say you're an idiot or anything. That's not the way I'm going about this at all. Daily wise, you're still over all these moving averages, and this isn't a bad look, but I've also seen this thing do the same thing you see back here, roll over and quit while it's up. I wouldn't put it beside it to do that as well. It is forming a short term, low time frame, lower high. So be careful out there. Let me check on my platforms here, make sure they're all working. Voice is getting raspy. What's up, Oscar? All right. KJ was almost named Oscar, by the way. He didn't know that for whatever reason. I've told him that before. He just forgot. That was my grandpa's name. So he almost got named Oscar. We're going to call him Ozzy. He would have hated that probably. All right. Over to XRP. So same thing that I've talked about with some other ones. You're over the 821 EMA green and purple lines that you see right there. You're also over the 50-day moving average. That's not bad. But you're capped off by the 100 moving average, bearing down on the price, sort of holding it down. Flipping it to the weekly on a little bit higher time frame. As you see, way worse than Bitcoin that's all the way up here challenging the 21 EMA. What's up, Crypto Andrew? What's up, brother? All the way up there at the 100 moving average. 21 moving average. Hasn't quite made that big of a move. It's only thrown wicks. Playing around the weekly 8 EMA. Just not enough to really move the needle. The thing is, it has upside if it can get loose here. It just keeps struggling to make short-term highs. I will say the gains are capped. Again, even if you break loose, 150 is your first level, and then you got the 200 moving average up there at 186. But for what it's worth, I don't think that's going to happen just yet. I think that comes later, if at all. Again, this is typically a very long consolidation period for XRP. I like the progress here, and I can't be upset about a couple green candles. I'm not going to be, but it is a lower high. Right there, there's your high and your lower high. So let's make a higher high and break out and prove to Keith that it's going to do better than that. And I'll be happy to report that. But for now, still a meh. What is OPG? Let me see. OPG, open gradient. Yeah, brother, there's no way I'm touching this. Not in 100 years. And you'll never hear me say the word pumping because that's going to roll over and fail and quit on everyone. I don't want anything to do with anything coming out like this. It's all so risky. You guys saw that with a couple of them recently. This happened in 2022 where a lot of things started to pop up in a bear market, and boy, did they ever fail miserably. I don't want you guys to get caught up in that. Often when you chase candles like this, you get smoked. This is why I don't buy when I see things doing like this. I'll give you the guys all the shots you want to at that. I'm not messing with it. It's so super risky. So super risky. Ethereum is a little easier to read than old Bitcoin. While the daily is over the 100 and the AEMA, can't be mad about it. Weekly, you have a clear cap on the price here. Even if you get above the 200, you got the 100 and the 50 dead smack nuts in the way. That ain't going to cut loose easy. See what I'm saying? That ain't going to cut loose easy. That's right in the way of any progress you might get. I think it's going to fail before it breaks out. I can't be positive of that. But again, I still think into the years, the real magic time. BNB. And again, if you guys wonder what I'm buying, what I'm selling, it's all in the Discord. I post everything that I buy and sell. WAP.com/team786. The link is right there. WAP.com. It's very simple to type into your browser. WAP.com/team786. First month is free. Then it's a couple bucks a month. And you don't have to pay anything if you don't want. You can leave with your free trial. Totally up to you. So Binance Coin. I didn't buy any of this, but man, I should have. It was one of the big performers, that in TRX, which we'll get to in a second. Weekly, same story, where it's gotten itself into a pickle here, where it's stuck underneath resistance, and it's got a lot of it. And daily, don't get me wrong, I like the look right there. That thing's forming that hook that it likes, form that hook and get broke. It just hasn't done it, and it hasn't shown the power that it needs to yet. All that fall off that you had back at the beginning of the year, it just has not recovered from it. And the fact that it's such a low volume recovery so far also lends me to think it's got more long-term down than it has long-term up. Because of that, I got to take my hands out and say, Jesus, take the wheel. I can't be a part of it. TRX. Looky here. Here's the opposite end of the spectrum. TRX is trying to make a new all-time high. figure that out. Last high was in August. It's currently making a lower high, but it's going to try at making a new all-time high. Would you believe that? The big winners this time were Tron, Binance Coin, and a couple others. And then a whole bunch of scams, which is crazy. So, if you pull fibs on it like this, which would be what I consider accurate, you're up in the golden pocket right now, and you very much could roll over and fail this level. You still got to get through Sniper's Alley, which is at 34 to 35. It's still a lower high, like I said, but you did make a short-term higher high. So a higher low in here would give it one more shot to try to juice up and take another run at it. It's one of the outliers, and I hate to make the exception the target here, but we have to be honest about it. This has been really, really impressive, and when the exception pops up, we have to talk about it, and it's exceptional compared to most. Excuse me. That doesn't mean you should run and go jump and grab the exceptions. You go buy what you wanted. I'm not buying the exceptions. I just chart them. But you cannot deny how well Tron has done. It's been an outlier amongst the ugly. ABT was one of these that, man, ABT. Yeah, rock block. So this was one that I got absolutely ripped apart for in the Discord. I charted it, but you know, when someone gets an emotional attachment to something like they did with this one, it's the team they're building, and I don't play those games. You guys know that. So anyway, Arc Block did break out and take off through here, and there was one guy in the general chat that was saying about it, and I'm happy for him, but he took off on me. And everybody made it out like I was being the bad guy, and that wasn't the case. He was making these little backhanded comments and insinuating that I was the problem. And so I'm like, brother, I can't see them all. There was a big blow up and everything else. I didn't want that to happen, but it's really just come down to him being in love with this asset. I hope he's still doing well with it. I don't wish bad on hardly anybody, but it is worth noting that while this thing has made a great charge over the last little bit, it is tagging right into the trend line. But holy smokes, look at this thing go. Look at that. 200 moving average broken. Can't deny it. 821 cross way down here. Broke through the 50, broke through the 100, broke through the 200. Very jagged, very aggressive price action to go from 821 cross at 16 cents to go all the way up to 41 cents. It's very impressive. It's not what it did last time, right? But it is pretty darn good. I must admit. This is available on Coinbase. Almost anybody can buy this. If you can get Coinbase, you can have you a piece of Arc Block as well. So, went through a bunch of different assets there. Gold consolidation, Bitcoin I don't fully trust, especially altcoins. That's so risky right now with this thing being right smack dab in the middle of the bear market. S&P 500 over all-time high, consolidating, not mad about it. Your Dow and your Russell still haven't got that yet. They're trying. And your NASDAQ still floating over all-time high as well. So, as a broad spectrum, things aren't doing too bad. Consolidations aren't a negative thing. But for a bear market, that makes me have a little bit of backpedal. So, we might not be doing a live stream Thursday. NFL drafts Thursday. Maybe be on a live stream with someone else. I'm not sure. And the NFL draft only happens one time a year. And you guys who are following over on X know that I do data on football players as well. Just something that I do for fun. We've seen a very high success rate by using data rather than feelings. Just like charts for investments, you can do it for players, for sports. It actually happens over there way more than I realized it did. I actually had to work with some pro athletes to learn that. Yeah, that's a true story as well, which is crazy to me. It boggles my mind. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, guys. It's awesome. We may or may not have one Thursday. I don't know. Either way, glad to have you. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on the next stream. Y'all know what it is. Sky's the limit. I'm out. Peace.